Hey there guys, Ducktaculous Gaming here, and this is going to be an informational video on how to run your own successful Minecraft server. Now, I wouldn't say my server is anywhere near amazing or perfect or anything like that, but it is decently successful. I've made money, got some donations, and just, had fun, and that's kind of just what I love doing, just having fun on my server. So, I've got a decent amount of people on right now. Obviously not a huge load of people, but obviously not too small. So, I just want to show you guys that I do have people on my server, and that, if you follow these easy steps, that you'll have a little good, player base and a good, active players, basically. So, the first step into having a good, successful server is to have proper hosting. Now, I know there are ways to host from your own computer and to host from, like Komachi or just port forwarding, all that stuff. And I think that's great. It's super fun to do that, but I wouldn't suggest doing that if you're having a public server. Maybe you just do that if you're having a private server. So, you definitely have to put some money in and invest in a hosting, provider. I use MC Pro Host. I'm not sponsored or anything, but their link will be down in the description, as well as maybe a few other hosts, and just look around, see what prices fit you best. MC Pro Host is really good. They have lots to give, so that's the first step. Now the second step, or the second tip, is be prepared. And what I mean by that, don't expect to run this server and maybe spend half an hour working on it and then you're done. Don't expect that. Be prepared, Be prepared and expect to be able to spend some money, spend countless hours on this server, just getting it ready and working on bugs and little things like that. It's gonna be tough. It might be even stressful for some of you guys, but be prepared, because that will happen. And in the end, it definitely pays off, all the work that you put into it. And if you prepare the right way, then it'll work out good for you guys. So the third step is you have to make it look professional. Now, what I mean by that is you want to look professional. You want to act professional. So when you're typing, don't type like a little 2-year-old, or your spawn should look nice, and just everything should just be good. Just act mature, act professional, and make everything look at least decent. Alright, I mean, you don't need to be the most amazing, it doesn't have to be the most amazing spawn or anything like that, but it just needs to be good and just needs to be above average. So just try to get it above average, and you can definitely do that. It's not hard at all. So that is the third step, I believe. And so the fourth step is be unique. This is a little bit of a weird tip, and basically what I mean by being unique is, you need something to give to the players. They're playing on your server for a reason. They're not there's thousands of, or maybe just hundreds of, faction servers or survival game servers out there. So whatever you do, make sure you do it well. Make sure, maybe from you could have a custom plugin or something to make your server unique. Maybe it's just the way everything works in the server. Maybe it's the way that, just how nice you are. It's unique because some servers, everyone's mean. Maybe it could just be an extremely nice server. So make sure your server has something to give to the players, and that not all servers have. So that is tip number 4. Tip number 5 is you need to advertise. And advertising is a very important, tip. Basically, you're not going to be able to get players if you don't advertise. So a few ways I have advertised and I suggest to you guys to do is definitely there's Planet Minecraft. You can advertise on there. There's some server lists. I'll put some links down in the description that you can advertise on, and it can go all the way to making a YouTube video, just reviewing your server, making other people, or maybe you'll give some guy a YouTuber rank if he reviews your server and puts it on YouTube. Or just be creative with how you advertise your server, and make sure you're advertising as much as possible, because that is definitely a very important thing to do when you have your own Minecraft server. Because if you don't advertise, you're not going to have anybody on. If you have nobody on, that means an unsuccessful server. So make sure to advertise. Now the next step, what step is this? I'm pretty sure this is step 7, is to set up a donation system. Now this shouldn't be too complicated for you guys. You know, you maybe you have to you might have to, you know, like search it up on YouTube how to create a donation system. I use Buycraft, and it's really nice, great donation plugin, and so I suggest using Buycraft. If you want to know how to use it, I can definitely make a tutorial on it, although there are tons of other tutorials about it on YouTube. So just Google how to make a donation system. It's very simple, and that's basically how you're going to be making money. And you need money to run a Minecraft server, but like obviously you're going to have to start off with some of your own money, but hopefully over time you'll be able to work and, you know, run your server off of donations, which is a nice thing to do because you're actually making money, and it's really nice. So the next thing is number 8, and the last, well, I guess the last tip that I have for you guys is be active. And I mean, this is just a very simple tip. Now what I mean by this is just be active on your server, you know. Always go on, you know, talk to players. Don't just be that old grumpy owner that's kind of hates everybody. Be happy, be nice to everybody, be active, and, you know, just help people out when they need help, and really, you know, just, what's the word? I'm trying to think. You know, just interact with the players on your server, and it'll make them want to come back, basically. And that is something that you definitely want in your server. So those are my tips for you guys. Hopefully this video helped you out in some shape or form. You know, if you have any other tips for other server owners, make sure to comment them down below, and, you know, maybe help out some other server owners. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I hope this video helped you guys out. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.